This has been one of my biggest fears. Hey, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today's gonna be a little bit different. I had planned on doing a get it all done with me, and life has a funny way of working out. So if you've been following me over on Instagram, this last week, the entire family, besides me, thank goodness, besides a little bit of nausea, was taken down by the awful stomach bug that has been going around. I've disinfected my house twice. It's just been a nightmare. I'm exhausted, and I think that's what took me down. It's just the exhaustion of taking care of everyone, separating everyone, and by everyone I mean the kids with me because it took them all down, and then hubby to go rest. But today I had planned on getting caught up on so many things and really hyping myself up because as a perfectionist, it can be very hard as a creator and an entrepreneur to try to get done all the things, and then if you fall off or like something happens because life has a sense of humor to it, that you kind of feel like you're failing. So it's a constant walk of mindset, and that's why any entrepreneur will say a mindset is just so important, I think, for anyone. So as today, I dropped the kids off, got everything done, and made my to-do list, and I got a call from the school. We had gotten an email earlier this week about a possible of a lice exposure at some point, but they had already checked the kids and they were good. Then I got a call this morning that my middle one was scratching her head, and they happened to find just one teeny tiny one just like randomly on the front. I had checked her head this morning and I was like, I don't see anything, we should be good. But then I was like, wrap all the kids up, I'm taking them home, and I'll be there as soon as I finish shopping at Target. So I had planned on filming today to get it all done, like I said, but then once this happened, I was like, I don't know, should I? But the one thing in my head is, because I know that like this can be such a taboo thing. There's so much like judgment on, let's just be, when you become a mother, you open yourself up to so much judgment. And I think any mom can say that. And it's hard. But I think especially when you put yourself out online and you share what you want to share with the internet, people can be mean. So one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to create this channel and share content was to share not only my entrepreneur journey and like the real and raw moments of it, because it is not a linear journey. It's freaking hard, but it's so worth it. But I also wanted to share how that intermingles and I guess cohabitates is the best way to say, with motherhood, because motherhood has its own journeys, but when you are running a business and raising babies at the same time, it can get a little messy. So I figured, you know what, heck, why not? We're going to film this. We're going to bring you in behind the scenes of our unexpected spa day, and I'm just going to get it all done. We're going to do all the things. I'm going to try to get done as many things on my to-do list as possible. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to give myself some grace, but I'm also going to like make it a challenge. We're going to make it fun. So I did pick myself up a coffee and a chocolate croissant because I said, girl, you deserve it. And as I went through and put everything in my cart for Target. And I have to say, sending my kids to school, this is their second year. We did homeschool my oldest in kinder, but then this is the second year that all three have been at school. And this has been one of my biggest fears. And I have to tell you, I have loved the Fairy Tales shampoo. I will show a picture of it. We have used that forever. It's a really great clean shampoo, but there is a specific one that is supposed to like repel lice. And it's just like, it has essential oils that they don't like in it. And so I've used that. We ran out 2 weeks ago. And as I went to Target, because that's usually where I get it from, Target, let's see, I think Sam's Club has it possibly, but if not Amazon. I'll make sure to link it down below. But we ran out, and I said, you know what? They don't have it here. They didn't have it at the Target that I went to. And I was like, you know what? This is here. It was just like their everyday detangler, their conditioner and stuff like that. And I was like, we haven't had any issues. I'll just get this time. And I should have known that that was my intuition saying, Britt, something's about to happen. You better get ready. Come along with me today. We're going to get all done today. We're going to disinfect the house again. I have never been in this situation before. I'm also trying not to like itch because my husband is actually he's in another state working right now. And he's itching because he knows now. And I think once you like either talk about it or even remotely know that it could be a possibility, your skin just starts crawling and start itching. It's a weird phenomenon. It's just, and anyone who's been there can see it. And I'm sure it's probably happening right now I'm sharing this. But I just want to bring some raw and transparency and like, this kind of stuff happens, and honestly, it's how we react to life and the things that it throws, because goodness, does life have a sense of humor that it loves to throw you just when you think you haven't had enough this week. This is going to be, yet again, the third time I've deep cleaned and disinfected my house in the last 10 days, week and a half, but we're going to be super ready for spring cleaning. I'm going to get on my to-do list earlier. So enough chit-chat for me. We're going to go get it done, but I'm going to go show you the Target haul that I picked up, because I'm guessing at this point, the only, any kind of experience that I have with this is just the rotations that I did for clinicals at the local homeless shelters back in college, way back when. So it's just time to refresh and read everything. So I'm going to show you our Target haul. This is our big bag of fun for today. I haven't gotten one of the reusable Target bags. They're amazing. Let's see. So I went ahead, these are long overdue anyway, but got new brushes for all of us. Another detangler brush to test out. I got more. This is our shampoo that I absolutely love. So they have shampoo and conditioner, and they're amazing. I got these at Target, but I know Amazon has them too. So this is what we ran out of a few weeks ago. I went ahead and got another brush because I'm replacing all of them. Just easier to do. I got disposable caps. Of course, so this is the one that I decided to go with and test out. I got two just in case, because I'm going to go ahead and treat myself, the other two who have nothing so far, and my husband. So better safe than sorry. And then I did go ahead and grab some scalp massagers, because we're just, like I said, we're going to turn this into a spa day. So we did a bath bomb. I got two different scalp massagers, because especially with the seasons changing, it's spring officially, but we somehow had like flurries this morning, and it's just been really dry. And we've had the windows open because it's been a little bit warmer. So I went ahead and got a scalp therapy, which is just like, it has like essential oils and helps like nourish the scalp, so that way there's no like flakes and itchy and dryness. So that way we can eliminate any of the itchiness from there and no one has to freak out. And then I also got another mask as well. So we're going to try those out. And then Epsom salt. We're going to put some of that in the bathtub, hopefully to like draw out and detox any other thing that is going on, because I don't know if I can handle a third thing. And then I went ahead, I did find these, but I thought these would be fun just after we get through all of this. Little towel scrunchies to put the girls' hair up afterwards, after showers and baths and stuff. So the other thing, I went ahead and picked these up for Easter, but I figured this is probably a better day to do it. We're going to do like a little jelly bean tasting while we're doing this. I'm just going to put a movie on for them as I treat and go through their hair. But I found these at Target today, and they were so fun. So these are Sour Patch, Jolly Rancher, and Nerds. So we're gonna taste test these. I figured why not work with what we got and have a little bit of fun today. So we're gonna get into it.
I really cannot help but laugh looking back through this. I can't even describe my stress levels during this process. And I know like I seem upbeat and positive, and like honestly, over the years of everything that I feel like I've been through, I've absolutely learned to just kind of go with it. Like I just expect it now. And I fully embrace the idea that it's really, you can't control what life throws at you, but you can absolutely control how you respond to it. And it's absolutely one of the things that I teach my kids and think that it's most important. And going through this now and being on the other side of it, I'm still digging through some of the laundry and whatnot, because life does not stop when these things happen. But it was such a rough few weeks having the stomach bug, and then having a whole week where I lost my voice, I think, from just the tiredness of it all. It's just been nonstop. And then you add, the kids' schedule and holidays. During this, we were at the beginning right before Purim, so that's why you'll see and hear some hamantashen. I had it on my list to make some this year. We didn't. We got some great store-bought ones. They were delicious. They did not last long, but it's just nonstop. And so going back through this editing now, I just remember it's like deja vu experience this. But I will say, being on the other end of it, it is 100% not as scary as I thought it would be. And I did seriously contemplate either putting this up or not, because there's always going to be judgment out there on the internet. And I think that's one of the scariest things. And it's one of the things too that I feel so protective of my littles about, that they're still in that childhood magic. And I want to, as a mom, I feel like it's my responsibility, and it's like my biggest hope that I keep them from the negativity of the world for as long as I possibly can. And so for me, this was really a test of like sticking to my vision that I have for this channel, that I have for my brand entirely. And that was, I felt completely lost in this. I have never dealt with this before, not once. Funny enough, my parents are school teachers, and so I called my mom on the way to school to go pick them up. And my thinking was, okay, well, they all come and crawl in our bed with us during the night. So if one has something, the others have a good chance of having something, because they're all snuggled right in with us like a sandwich. So I was like, we're just going to treat just in case one's hiding. Like, we're going to get rid of everything. I'm not going through this again. Literally don't have the energy or like the mindset to go through this again. So I called my mom and I was like, you'll never guess what happened. And funny enough, her being a school teacher for decades now, even though she's still 29, she was like, if you find one, will you send me a picture? Because like, I've Googled it, she's Googled it, but we've never seen one in real life. So it was really interesting. And like, I know there's a lot of taboo around it too. Like, I think, and I hope that this generation's breaking this too, of the judgment and like making kids like feel bad about this. But honestly, it's just part of life. It's just part of childhood. And their school was so great about it. So like hearing their stories and be like, oh yeah, we went through this like when my kid was little. And I was like, oh wow. But the thing is, no one talks about it. So when people don't talk about the things that are normal, people feel like they're not normal and they feel alone. And so that was my biggest point of bringing this on the channel and sharing this, because there was a good part of me who was not going to share it because I didn't want the judgment or the mean comments. But honestly, like, I don't care, because it is meant for someone else to watch this. Either you've experienced it before and felt alone walking through it, or like some kind of shame that people put the stigma around it, or you will experience it at some point and realize it's not so scary. So like I said, it wasn't a big deal. It's what I thought it was. It was honestly pretty easy, but I went ahead and just treated myself, my husband, all 3 kiddos, and honestly, we only found a few, thankfully. So it must have just been in between that time that there was the exposure at school. We checked them and then picked up something just in the in-between. So it's not a big deal. And just disclaimer for anyone who didn't know, because I had to Google, I have to learn all the things, but I did know this one before, that like lice actually like clean heads. So it doesn't come from a place of dirtiness, which is where a huge stigma generations before, that was a big thing. So like, if you like, it just, yeah, it comes from clean heads. So it just happens. They're suckers. They cling on there. I also had to Google too if dogs could get it, because us having 3 dogs, I was like, oh my gosh, do I have to treat and comb through their hair? And 2 of our dogs are golden retriever puppies, and they have some pretty luscious locks. And that was just another thing to my plate. So no, they cannot transfer to dogs. It's just humans. So if you didn't know that, there's a little tidbit for you. But yeah, it wasn't as scary as I thought. The girls, I wanted to just fully make this an experience, because while it was unexpected, I just wanted them to know that, and practice what I preach, to teach them that life is going to throw you some pretty freaking hard turns sometimes. And just when you think that you're getting your head above water, sometimes it's going to shove you back down. But I want to teach them that they can do anything and that they're resilient. And I think that was one of the biggest things of my upbringing is I always remember my dad saying, you can do anything you set your mind to. And I really do feel like it's all about mindset. And it's something that I've taken with me growing up and then raising my kids. So we made it a spa day. We made the best of it. This is the next day. I did not get through everything. Literally, it took me so long I was extra careful. I went through and combed through every part of their hair. We put on Bluey while we were doing it. We did a hair mask, a bubble bath afterwards. And it was a whole thing. And then I treated my husband once he got home from work too, and myself. So it was great. We made it a whole experience. And then that night, I pretty much just bagged up everything. I may have been a little dramatic. I am like efficient to the T. If I could describe my personality, I'm efficient. If I'm going to find a way to be more efficient, I will find it. And so I even bagged up all of their clothes that were in their dresser that I'm so glad I decluttered. If you haven't checked out the Declutter series that I just recently did, I will link it up in the cards below and in the description box. But I'm so glad I did that right before. But I just went ahead just in case. The girls share a room. We're in close quarters. We do have a smaller side of the house. We love it. We really practice intentional living, and it's our little safe space. So I went ahead. I took the curtains down. The rug, it's funny enough, I was already cleaning the all the clothes in their dresser I put in there. And then obviously all of the sheets and the mattress covers and whatnot. And I just went ahead, even the pillows. We actually took this as an opportunity. We had been wanting to for a while of just replacing all the pillows. I don't know how often you're supposed to replace pillows. Okay, actually, I just Googled it. So you're supposed to do it every 1 to 2 years, which is perfect because we had just bought these when we moved here. We had a couple that came from the move with us. So like they've been everywhere in the trailer with us when we moved. So it was time. And actually there are some really great ones. We went ahead and did a little test run of all 3 different kinds. We found 3 different kinds at Costco. And so we replaced all the pillows in the house, and it was actually very budget friendly. So I'm glad we did that. It was something we needed to do, especially since we do live in an older home and we get a lot of dust just with the vents and the way the circulation is and the allergies out here. If you've never experienced Pennsylvania allergies, they're insane. They literally will make your brain stop working, and anything productive you try to get done is just out the window. So yeah, it was just an opportunity to just do some things, some extra wiping down of all the dust and surfaces. And even though I literally had already done this with the stomach bug, like my house is super ready for spring cleaning. Like I will be ready, instead of doing like major deep cleaning, it will be ready for some projects, which I've honestly told the universe that I want to do. I used to do so much DIY and I have yet to do that. And I also have a lot of open loops that I need to close as far as like finish decorating and putting together our bedroom. The girls' bedroom is on the list this summer to redo. And then the family and kitchen room as well. I have so many projects that are saved, obviously, on a Pinterest board and a notes list of things that I want to grab. I watch things that go on sale. So I have some big visions for this house and I'm really excited. So this obviously, it saved me a point. These are the first loads of laundry that I've done. And this is honestly what I've learned before, is that all you do is put your stuff in the dryer for 30 minutes. You can do this too with like stuffed animals and whatnot. The high heat will kill it. And then you go through and wash them. Anything that you can't throw in the washer or the dryer, you bag up for 2 weeks. So I think the only thing we had, honestly, was a stuffed animal that had like a voice recorder in it. So that one's the only, honestly, thing in the bag. Our rugs are all washable, so I love that. So I have 3 laundry baskets up on this table. It was just easier to like put these out of the way and move the table over there because I'm doing this while the kids are at school. That's why I could only get a certain amount done during the day before this because they were home with me. So it's definitely challenging. And I have to remind myself too that I can only get so much done while they're at school because I feel like there's a never ending list between work life and home life. But this is my favorite process for doing laundry. And honestly, I have the 3 baskets up there, one for each girl. I go through and sort, and then I also will have a basket for my husband and I. And that way, when I'm all done sorting laundry, all the laundry is washed, which is very rare in this house. I feel like you can never catch up. But when I'm done doing laundry for that time period, then I will take one basket at a time, fold it, put it away, one basket at a time, fold it, put it away. And this way, whenever, like if I get interrupted because it's mom life, I'm barely able to go 2 minutes without a mom, I need something, then I can close that loop and I'm not having to restart over every time. So I'm not putting this like on our bed or on the table, folding everyone's stuff, and then someone goes through it and rifles through it, or the dogs jump on the bed and knock it off. So this is how I've done it. It works really well for us. If you have a hard time kind of like keeping up on laundry, I highly suggest you try this system. I can't remember where I learned it, but I know someone else did it. I saw it and it works amazing.
think I'll let it be. Silly me, thinking you and her could work things out. I'm a third wheel that's broken.
And there we have it, the mountain of laundry sorted, towels folded, they're all ready to go away, and then all the blankets. We do have a lot of little blankets because we'll use them in the car during the winter or on the couch for movies or story time, and their favorite thing to do is make forts with it as well.
You're too proud, like a child. You think time will tell.
All right, and now it is time for the living room. So this is a big living space for us. You've seen it in other videos, but the one thing that I feel makes a huge difference, and I love that even my husband noticed it, is this rug, and it's giant. This is, if I remember right, it's a 9x12 rug. And one, it helps keep some of the dog hair from like flying all around and some of the dust. I can vacuum every single day, but there's just so much dog hair, even when we brush them through and de-shed them. So it's just a never ending thing. If you're a dog owner, you know this. So it's just their little puppy glitter everywhere. But this rug has been a game changer, just making the spaces more cozy, which is ultimately always my goal in any space. So this is one of our splurges that we got, I want to say like 6 months ago. This is the Tinaco floor mop. I absolutely love it. I'll link this down below as well. It is one of the most satisfying cleans ever because you'll see this, and I've tested this. You see the dirty water in there and you're like, that's so disgusting. And then you're like, there's no way, if it's coming out like that, there's no way the floor is clean. You'll have to go over it again. But you can honestly, they call it like the white cloth test. If you go and like clean the floor, it's completely, there's zero dirt, like anything. So it does vacuum, which helps with some of the hair and whatnot. And I usually will go through and sweep first anyway, just because there is so much hair. It actually will propel itself forward too, so you don't even have to push anything. Like, it's not a great effort. So I love that, and you can use any cleaner you want. So I love it because you dump it out and you're just so satisfied that your floor is clean, especially since our house has hardwood floor and it's just a high traffic area. It's one of the things that I really try to do daily, if not every other day, because it's just a never-ending task. But I love having my floors clean. I cannot stand when my feet are dirty. So this is, I have a method to this. I had to teach my husband, and I still don't think it makes sense to him. There is a method to putting this rug down and rolling it up and getting it to fit in the washer. And yes, you heard me right. You can absolutely machine wash it, and I love it. And this one I love too. The print I looked at for a while. We did look at the Ruggables. There's a few other ones that we looked at, and at the end of the day, I was really worried about trying something, like investing that much money, trying something, and then having it not be what I wanted or wanting to change it. And I know you can change it out, but it's just so much. So this one, I want to say it was like $70, maybe less, and it's huge. It cleans, like I said, it's amazing, and it matches our golden retriever throw pillows right there. So I mean, it's a win-win-win all around. All right, we're into dinner time, and it's just pure chaos at this point too. So we are doing something super easy. I really will try to kind of mix things up. This is my audiobook that I actually just finished it, recording this now, but it was so good. And as someone who I would qualify myself as highly sensitive and high functioning at the same time, the noise sometimes really overwhelms me, especially during dinner time. The kids are playing. The dogs are usually in that chaos, and especially things with like the air fryer, the vent, like the noise just really gets to me. So if you're like nodding your head and you're like, oh my gosh, like trust me, you're not alone. So I usually have my headphones on, and I'll romanticize my life. I will listen to my murder mystery book or whatever I'm listening to at this point, and it just makes the experience 10 times better. It makes it so I don't feel like resentful towards some of the things that like might not be as fun, like doing dishes or laundry or whatnot. But that is something that I absolutely will do during these chores. So we're just doing like a bag of mixed veggies. This is something we entirely get from Sam's Club. I have a little Hamantaschen monster there. Those things, like I said, don't laugh. They're so good. So it's a treat that you make for Purim. And I want to say it's like a shortbread cookie with jam in it. It's delicious. But yeah, it's shaped in a triangle like that. So if you see it around, those are Hamantaschen. And we're doing couscous tonight, which was new for the girls. They've never tried that, but they were obsessed. Actually, I've never seen them eat a complete meal with they asked, I had to make a second round of these chicken tenders.
I might, when I'm hungry, I might have to get another hungry taco.
No, you don't need two.
Well, I said when I'm hungry.
Well, when you're hungry, how about dinner?
One of my favorite things too is just looking back and seeing the memories and the making that sometimes I just don't get to see, or just seeing them from a different perspective. So I've really been trying to have them help me, because sometimes it's overwhelming when I'm just trying to get food on the table. And I know that that's really bad to say. It's something that I really struggle with, because I'm just trying to get things done. We have such a fast moving pace of life, but honestly, I've been trying to be better about including them in the prep and having them help and really just being part of it. And I think that in the world we live in, one, we don't get taught that, but two, it's very hard to find that intentionality. But it's my word this year. So I had my little helper there, and I love just hearing the little conversations, because I can't even believe how big they are. These apples that I put up here, so they're called cosmic apples. They're from Sam's Club. They come and go. They, I kid you not, are the most delicious apples that I have ever tasted. Like, they taste like, I almost want to say like they have a hint of like sweet tarts. Like, they taste like candy. They're so good. The apples do not last in our house. They're amazing. So I have my little helper with these little tiny boards. I think they're from the Target dollar spot years ago. She's helping put them out. We make little snack plates. I'll usually use those for snack, or when in doubt, if you've ever seen over on my Instagram, when in doubt, I always will put dinner into some kind of board format if I'm not quite sure they're going to eat it, and they will literally eat everything. We do this, especially I started doing this for tacos. We'll do this for pizza. I started doing it, just works so well, and they demolish it. And I think it's just because they're like more hands-on with it. This is their dinner. I have to push our island over because it blocks our naughty little dogs who try to get scraps from the girls. They're really sneaky about it. We are working on them with it.
they were in the cave, right?
But what happened? There was a big announcement.
I don't remember it. What was it?
And they said usually they do a feast of some sort, but they said this one's not food. They said each one of you needs something desperately.
What's desperately?
Like really, really bad. So what does Katniss and Peeta need? What's going on where they're having a big problem? Remember his leg is super infected and he has blood poisoning, so he needs like really, really heavy duty medicine. So that's what's at the cornucopia. So they said at dawn you have to go. And Peeta, how does he feel about it?
So we are having a sleepover at Mom and Dad's room, and they were so excited about it. They usually end up crawling into our bed anyway most of the night this season, and honestly I know that season will not last long, so we enjoy it even though we lose some sleep. But we actually do a read aloud every night. It's one of our things. Right now we're working through the Hunger Games. Ella, our littlest one, she doesn't really listen. She jabbers, and it's really hard. Willow, our middle one, who's fallen asleep there, she does not make it long. She is the first one to sleep every time. She pulls the covers over her head and she's out. So really this is a time that we have family time and everyone feels included. But we have such great conversations with our oldest, and I love it. It encourages words, and her spelling is amazing. And she actually has brought home so many books that she started reading and shown interest with the beginning of this year, and it's just been so fun to see her grow. So this is something we do as a family. We've done Harry Potter before, and just so many good books. So if you're looking for some good read alouds, I will happily share. Just let me know down in the comments and I can even make a little resource for it. I hope that you loved this video. I hope that it gave you some sense of not being alone in these seasons that are just so crazy and life just keeps throwing things at you. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that. And I will see you in the next video.